Looks like your credits went through just fine. Fantastic. Now, where was I? Right. You were asking about the mercs, Nox Solaris. Well, friend, you have come to the right man. Been their humble street pharmacist since just after they got together. Some of my best clients, by the way. But more importantly for you, they're the best there is at what they do. I mean, what a group! Leader's a bona fide Atlantean voyager. That's right, Atlantean. Then there's the spooky techno-wizard cyborg genius. Finally, a mystic smithy giant. 12 feet tall if he's an inch. Not to mention the mountain of a spirit bear he calls brother. Now, I can get word to him if you're looking to hire Mister. No problem there. Just let old Blitz give you 2 tiny tips for your health. First, don't get on their bad side. Make sure you have payment ready to go, and don't try to pull any bullshit, or you're worse than dead. And second, don't piss off that fucking bear.
Finally, there you are. The Nexus had just enough power to fuel one more try. The last step. The Megaverse knows my Atlantean people as heroes, but a shadow of chaos has taken root in me. They try to bind it. They try to bury it. But when I finally called out to it, to you, from across the void, you answered, I am ready.
Welcome, traveler, to the Black Shore.
Your shame reaches a mother's heart, even beyond the veil, little brother. My sister saw and mocked her as the darkness closed in. She giggled and synthesized honey-sweet tones while leaning close to softly breathe her venom into my ear. And so, with judgment passed and tourniquets in place, my family commanded the automated surgical bots to neatly slice both arms and legs from my torso. The harsh lights overhead swam and dimmed before my eyes, as flesh and bone were replaced with cold, unfeeling metal to cripple my connection to the arcane. Now, my family lies far behind my path, and I follow a new teacher as she whispers from the darkness ahead. Her voice haunts me with promises of forbidden knowledge and wonders precious beyond compare. Each step brings me closer to my prize, closer to my revenge, closer to her.
Nah, brother. My eyes read the stars as keenly as your ancient ones do. It is almost here. E is almost home. And with him comes the end for our proud and noble Vana countryman, along with the rest of the souls on this world. As his foul shadow falls upon us all, we alone stand for those who cannot. Ugh. So rise, son of Aku. Our ancestors smile upon us this night as they call us home. Come and let us earn our place amongst the stars above.
Ready, go. Alright, late start, take 7. No.
All right, guys. We are going to get started with our fourth session of Prism of KeterFall, and we are just about to pick up with the story from the point of the characters making it out of Sinner's Cove to the outskirts. They were trying to get into an old power station that was rumored to be highly radioactive. They were following a bartender, BB, who had been their kind of liaison with the mayor of the town to go and do this quest. Strangely enough, nobody as yet has settled on any kind of payment or any of the details like that, but I'm sure we're gonna hammer all of that out as the story progresses. So in the meantime, they are essentially here at the power station trying to get things back online and working properly, and hopefully not get overcome with what's rumored to be severe levels of radiation. As they approach the facility, they saw some NPCs that they had encountered previously and were warned to get out of sight as sonic booms pierce the air, and very quickly the form of a extremely powerful individual dropped into sight, and yeah, they all looked up and saw this individual land in front of the NPCs, and right away looked pretty hostile. So that is where we're picking up today. They are literally right outside of the power plant. They've already opened the front vault doors, and they basically are standing right in the entryway, looking out of the doors over at the NPCs interacting. All right, and that's where we're going to start for the day. So, right away, BB is far enough away that you guys don't even see her. She's kind of disappeared out through some of the buildings and kind of off in the distance a little bit at this point. You don't see anything down in the bottom of the water of that large chamber. You don't really see anything other than bare. You're able to see along the far wall there appears to be some kind of doors but the light's pretty dim, and as you glance back over your shoulder, that's really all you see. You're not seeing people or, traps or even really furniture or anything like that. It's pretty much just a flooded lobby. Okay? You guys all look out into the distance. Again, I believe we said they were about 100 yards away. And you guys all feel like you're fairly well concealed, but as the figure does drop down and smash into the rock, there's enough of a tremor to where, since you guys were already trying to be kind of surreptitious and hide, everybody just adopts that posture a little more, so you feel relatively comfortable that everybody is able to kind of get out of sight pretty quickly. But it is up to you guys if you're wanting to, move in and engage with what's happening. As you're all standing there, you see that the figure slowly stands up from a large cloud of smoke and debris that's settling around him. And as he looks up, you notice that both Harmony and the monk seem like they're kind of turning away and almost out of fealty. They're just kind of like turning their heads to the side and not quite bowing, but taking on a very submissive kind of posture. You see that Pilgrim, who was collapsed on the ground, the impact point actually was really, really close to Pilgrim. And when it hit, it sent her kind of rolling over in your guys' direction a few feet. And as she stopped rolling and the dust starts settling, you see that she looks up at you and actually sees your group. And as she does so, you guys notice that she kind of takes one of her clawed hands and very gently in front of her just kind of makes a patting motion towards the earth, kind of signaling that you guys should really stay out of sight. There's something in the expression that she gives you that is very, very clear to read. You also notice that there is a flicker of that same aura that you saw before. I'd like each of you to make a perception check, please.
Perception?
Yes, please.
$15 for me.
Oh.
Here we go. The start of my shitty ass rolls.
Oh, that was with the fucking +4. Holy shit. All right. We're actually good. So you guys, as you guys are watching, it's pretty clear that the kind of field around her that was that distortion field that you noticed earlier that seemed to flare up in the presence of that huge mechanized, almost golem-like creature in the water earlier, and seemed to almost be absorbing that energy. You notice that that field is very faint right now, but it's there, and it seems active. You're not really noticing a huge corona of energy like you did before, but something about that aura is definitely making each one of you think, I would say assume, not believe, but assume that she is actually in some way kind of absorbing and powering up right now. Whatever she was doing before, very low key, but it's happening right now. But she is laying there completely submissive, and even though she gave you guys all a small signal, she's laying flat and just laying there. She's not moving. She's not trying to get up, not speaking, nothing. She's just laying there. The dust continues to settle for several long, pregnant moments. Is anybody doing anything?
How dark is it where we're at?
It's dark enough that without enhancement, you're not able to see the rear of the room.
Would it be possible for me to cast Shadow Meld?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Obviously, right away, I would take a mental note to purpose this into my armor eventually when I go over to fix the armor of Ethan. Which,
Here it comes.
but I will cast this manually.
Okay. All right. A
And,
wise decision. A wise decision. Dwarves are not known to be hung especially low, so. All right. So as you cast, that was a joke, by the way. I'm not going to go nuts with this. Don't worry. So as you cast your shadow meld, go ahead and click on that. The field of energy envelops your form, and right away you feel yourself begin to merge with the shadows around you. You slide and flow backwards down into the shadows. How far back would you like to move? Because obviously, you're not necessarily in shadowed area right now, so.
I don't know how far away I am from Shadow, but basically I'd probably want to get at least to the edge of Shadow. If not,
Okay. All right, so we'll just assume, even just by looking at this, we'll assume that you're able to move back just, maybe 10 feet relatively quickly, silently, but you right away are completely enveloped in shadows. You feel like you'd be, as invisible as this ability makes you. Looking down at yourself, you're amazed because every time you do this, you realize that you're actually, in a way, breaching the dimensional barrier between this realm and the shadow realm, and knowing the denizens that live within that dark and evil and vile place. It's always astounding to you to have such a beneficial and relatively safe effect come from such close proximity to true evil and danger. But the effect is always stunning and kind of impressive as you look down and can't even see yourself. So, without focus. All right. So as this is happening, what would you guys like to be doing?
A comma.
Yeah. Akama and Ymir. By the way,
Alright, I'm muted.
Wotek is just kind of slowly backing down into the lobby area. So,
How close am I to the wall?
you guys are all actually pretty close to one wall or the other. It doesn't really matter.
Do I know what's on the other side of the wall?
Are you talking about the rear wall?
Whatever wall that I'm closest to.
Yeah, you guys are still standing up at the top of the landing there, at the top of the stairs. And
I
To the other
I
side?
thought we were down and he came from the top.
no. So the open door that you guys came through,
The
That
beauty
was-
went through.
that was the opening to the building. And so you guys are literally you were standing right inside the doors up at the top of the landing of stairs where the light's coming in.
Oh, okay.
And they are about 100 yards off in the distance in front of the open doors.
I guess I don't have a good idea of what then, like, what's all going on above those steps then? Like, how much space is there? Is it just a door at the top and that's it?
Basically, yeah, there's about 5 to 10 feet of landing, and then it goes directly to the stairs that are going down
And
into the darkness.
above this water area, is there a first floor, or is it just all go down automatically?
Yeah, it goes down basically exactly how you guys are seeing. You're just seeing it from the top perspective.
So we're just not seeing the top. We're just not seeing the little entryway at the very beginning when you walk into the building, but we're seeing the downstairs perspective.
I mean, you guys are seeing the perspective from the top of the stairs. Like, I couldn't find an image that matched that, but
No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
but at the top of the steps is just like a small little like entryway, and then the rest just goes down. There's no like floor above us that we could.
Correct. Absolutely
Okay.
correct. That's ground
So
level where you
what
guys
then?
are standing,
And
and
he's at the where the sunlight's coming from. He just came from there, correct?
yeah, he's outside of that of those doors about 100
Yeah.
yards
Then
in
I
front
would
of
have
him.
then instead of going towards wall, I would have gone towards probably one of the side stairwells to get into the shadow from where the light can't hit me on the
Yeah,
some of the side.
My bad.
escalators.
That's what I was assuming. That's what I thought you meant. Is you wanted to just retreat back down into the darkness with that
I thought I was
spell.
already downstairs, so I was going against the wall. I didn't realize that we were still
Yeah,
upstairs.
that's what I was thinking too.
Oh no,
Like
you
I was
guys had
taking it as
just.
perspective of the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I should have gone over that. It's
No worries.
actually reversed. So
Yeah. So then, yeah, I would be on the steps then, sunken into the shadows.
perfect.
So we're behind this doorway, and this person thing, whatever, is on the opposite end of the door where
Yeah,
BB just went right through.
yeah. At the top of the stairs, it's flat, and that's ground level. The open doors, 100 yards past the open doors in front of you is where all the NPCs are clustered. So they're off in the distance past like out in front of the open doors.
Where we just came from, like the
Yeah,
store
you
area.
guys basically just ducked into the doors and started kind of retreating back, down the stairs and like back away from the doors to kind of hide yourself from view right when this happened. And
Okay.
that's where we're at right now is you guys are almost like your eye level with the ground so that you're seeing what's happening, but you've already kind of pulled back enough to where you just naturally kind of started hiding yourself.
So in front of us there's a doorway with a door open or closed?
The door is open. The door is open. Let me do this. This might help. All right. Now, once again, I apologize if this is a little bit rough, but let me get you guys set up here. Got this. PCs. Okay. Okay, let me make sure that I'm on token layer here and here. Okay, let me move you guys over. All right. Now, take a quick look. Looks good. Let me make sure that you guys can all see just right. Everybody see okay? Okay.
It's being a little bit glitchy for me for some reason. It's choppy. I'm trying to zoom in, but it keeps going all over the place. Why is it moving more than it needs to? I have no idea what's going on. I try to zoom in on the spot, and then it keeps moving all around my screen like there's like a big lag spike or something. I don't know what's happening.
Try refreshing your browser. That might help. I'll actually do the same thing just to make sure.
I also can't get Dex's dice won't leave my thing either for some reason.
Dice is invincible.
Seems to be better. I think it's that one setting I have that I've turned off that's messing things up. Actually, I gotta maybe turn that back on when streaming or when playing this.
Oh yeah, man. I still got all kinds of little things that go wonky for me on this one. Do we have everybody's? I'm not seeing Overlord Bear's token now.
I can see everybody just fine.
Same.
Okay. Let me give this just a second and make sure that it loads in properly.
Remember, I'm a big boy, so
All right, I'm going to reload this one more time. Yeah, it's weird for some reason. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing Ren or Bear.
So I feel like I don't see Ren. I think I see like some
I'm
3D guy moving.
I'm top left. That's me. That's Ren.
Oh, that's you now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean I see everybody then.
yeah, Wotek's stat bars are probably just in the way.
And you just move me.
Yeah,
I
I
don't think
moved.
anyone can see the stat bars besides your own character. I don't think he can see your stat bars. I don't believe at least.
I can see his HP bar.
Oh, I only see mine.
Yeah, I think you guys can only see, hopefully, your own stat bars.
I don't see anybody's stat bar, but I can see
Well, HP bar,
Wotek's
HP, and
HP bar.
oh, I do see Wotek's HP bar too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm just, for some reason, I'm not able to. It's just Ren and Bear.
Ymir is right over a comma. Check another layer. Maybe you're on the wrong layer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I'm not. I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, I'm like
Dynamic lighting. I mean, everything else, it looks right.
I'm right under Ymir.
It was after I reloaded it. Let me go like this. I'm just gonna go exit game and try and here we go. Then I'll refresh and reload and see. There we go. Launch game. Yeah, that's fucking wild. Let me go like this. Objects. Let me see this. Let me try and put those tokens back on and see what happens. All right. Ren, what happened when I just added that other token?
There's two of me. I see two of me now,
Okay.
side by side.
Hey, I see two Rens.
Let's get rid of that one then. Man, that's fucking crazy. I've never seen it do this before. Let me see. Let me go like this. You know what? Let's switch you guys. back over to this and see if this resets this page. Like that. Yeah, because it's not showing anything. Man, I just like opened up the map and moved it around. It's not. It must have just made like a couple of phantom ones or something. Let's see. So I'm going to come back to this page with you guys. And then let me move you. Go like this. We'll reset the darkness. All right, now bring you guys back over. Okay, do you guys still see your tokens up there?
Zooming in again.
Like,
Black screen.
can anybody see their actual token though?
Black screen.
Can you have zoom back out? Because I just zoomed out and back in and I can see it.
Still black screen.
I'm sorry, Kilo, say that
See.
again.
I can see me and I can see Ymir. I don't see Wotek or Akama.
Wow. All right. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me see what the quickest way to fuck with this is gonna be.
I just refreshed my browser and I still see black screen.
Hey, let me do that for me, guys. Go ahead and log back out of Roll20. Just go to like whatever the title screen or whatever. And let me see. Yeah, go ahead and log out and I will fuck with something really quick. Objects and tokens, GM info. Map and lighting, object and tokens. See, I don't want to wipe all that, man. I kind of need. Let's see. Let's move this shit aside. Let's go select map and background. All right, it's not showing up on that layer. GM info overlay, still nothing on that one. And dynamic lighting. It's like, it's weird, man. I can almost like, I can almost see what the vision outline of the tokens is, and it's not, it's, yeah, this, I'm sorry, guys, this thing is glitching hard. This is not, I didn't
That's
like
cool.
accidentally click something. There's like I'm literally like taking the map apart layer by layer, and it's acting real fucking wonky.
I've still been able to see you, Mir, this whole time.
Well,
Just to
go
let you
go
know.
ahead go ahead and log out so that as I'm doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and log out also and refresh. And if everybody's out, I think we have our best shot of it just calming the fuck down. Okay, so I'm the last one out. I'm gonna refresh right now and then go back and we'll see if maybe that fucking cleared it. Give me just 1 second before you guys log in and let's see.
Waiting for whenever you say so.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, see, now I can see Ren. Let me fucking delete that. See, look at that. All right. Still can't see Ymir. You know what? I think we could just get around this, even if we have to dupe Ymir. Fuck it. We can do this. Um, Dex, go ahead and log out one more time. I'm gonna do the same thing, and if this doesn't show us Ymir, I can just do a workaround. No worries at all. Okay, so we're all out. Let me give it a couple of seconds. I'm gonna refresh, and we're going to reload. Launch game. Fuck, this is part of it. All right, so I can still see that vision cone, but it shouldn't matter. Give me just 1 second before you guys reload. Let me make sure I can't grab it on any of these layers. Okay, there's that one. Okay, hold on just 1 second. Let me just put this map back together, and we're just going to move on from this. Let's see. So we need to do dynamic lighting first. So we need to go like this and line it up. Very simple. Like let's see. Bring this back over. Luckily, we only moved a few pieces here, so. Like that. Maybe like this. This. This was over. That looks pretty fucking good. And let's see. Objects tokens. Bring these two lights back. Like that. And dynamic lighting. Now we can grab this. sure why the whole thing isn't moving. Let's see. Select. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to move this lighting panel back over, and it's being kind of fucking... I don't know if this is glitching or or what. Give me just 1 minute here. Okay, so this we have objects and tokens. Map and background. And we've got still nothing there. Got it. Okay. So now this is back. And we just need to line this up. Perfect. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I haven't run into any of these problems I'm seeing today, but I think I think I've got it set up now, so I think we should be good. All of those look good. Is everything on the right layers? That all looks set. Dynamic lighting, GM, map and background, okay. All right, so I am going to reset the darkness. And yeah, hopefully everything's going to go right. Now, when you log in, you guys can all log in now. Everything should be set. Let's see, and everybody's on this page. Okay, good. So Ymir, you should be the only one that's able to actually see anything. You should still have a token on the board.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Don't see anyone else, but I see myself. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and drop another one of you. Let's just say that you're kind of down towards the base of the stairs so that you're able to look up over. And everybody else, nobody else sees their token, right?
I see all black. I see nothing.
Perfect.
I see black.
Excellent. Okay. Okay. So now that those are set, can everybody see appropriately now? Everything looks correct?
Yep.
Still black.
Yeah, I see all black.
Oh, just because of the, yeah. Okay, no worries. And Control L, I think I put them on the wrong. Yep. You guys just need to be on the token layer. Sorry about that. And there. Can everybody see now?
I see my guy.
Control L. Okay, let me just check this real quick. Okay. So then all I need to do is drop these. We'll just re-drop that. Spells. Okay, there we go. Objects and tokens. And you just couldn't see the other one because of how far. Okay. All right, good. Bring him over. There we go. Okay. It looks like everybody can at least see. There we go. We got you guys can all see the light sources and stuff now, right?
Mine's still being buggy as far as moving the camera around, but I'll try to get there.
Yeah, I see light source. I see the stairs.
I see
Okay,
two
perfect.
Ymirs, one in the water and one on the steps, the bottom of the steps.
Excellent. Okay, so back to it, guys. Sorry about that. It looks like everything's working right now.
So the Ymir in the water is not the real Ymir. That's just the messed up one or whatever.
Yeah, correct. The one he's using is standing at the base of the stairs now.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I moved one off into the water just to separate him because he was taking up a lot of fucking real estate in that tiny box.
Nice. Okay, so it won't let you delete the other one, will it? If you right click on the other one, it doesn't have an option that says delete.
Not that I'm aware of. Not that I can see.
Okay, no worries at all. All right, so we've got this objects and tokens. Okay, so we're all set to go. So sorry about that, guys. So after Ren casts Shadow Meld and fades back down the staircase a bit, what is everybody else wanting to do? We're just gonna assume that Ymir's down at the base of the stairs, and that Akama is kind of still pretty close to the doorway. Wotek is coming down this way. He needs to be on. There we go.
Amo was mid-action, so I'll tell you what I'm doing after he does his deal.
Objects and tokens. There we go. Okay. What are you doing, Akama?
So I'm guessing that the big dude that's in the water is the guy that just slammed down on the ground.
No, that's the messed up Ymir.
Okay, so I don't see the other guy.
He's out.
Not on
Yeah,
the. He's not on the map.
he's out
He's
the
up top of the
door
steps.
and about 100 yards straight out of the door opposite the stairs.
So an idea like
He'd
this.
be north. Yeah, he'd be that way.
Correct.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the base as well. Well, question before I move.
Yes, sir.
Is there a way that I can peep without being noticed and see what goes on?
Yeah, you guys can basically just try and take cover and really quietly try and watch what's happening. I mean,
Okay.
essentially where you're standing right now, you guys had all pulled in enough to where you had already covered most of your body by just going down the stairs a bit. So you guys have the option of you could duck right behind the very sides of the doors that had opened where there'd be just a little bit of a lip of cover. You could just retreat down the stairs into the darkness a little further and you'll be completely out of sight. Or you could basically stay where you're at and be eye level with the ground where you can kind of see over,
Yeah,
the floor.
that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
I figured I was laying just below the lip of the step or the stairs, so the shadow. I was within shadow of the light coming from upstairs.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. And Ymir, I mean, you're standing at the base, literally like just kind of like eyeball
Probably
to
still
eyeball,
squatting slightly to stay out of the light.
right?
Yeah, exactly. On one knee. That's how I imagined it anyway. Well, I had an ability I wanted to combo with Akama's action.
Okay.
Sensing what he saw from Pilgrim with his giant vision, he saw Pilgrim's gesture of putting her hand down, like get low. Ymir leans over Wotek and with his giant thumb rubs the center of Wotek's head, which is his basic signal for Wotek to cast without a trace, which is one of the spells Wotek has.
All right. As you do this, he nods in silent approval and lets out just a little huff of air that makes his big flabby lips kind of butterfly just a touch. Um, and he's trying to be as quiet as he can, but by nature he kind of has a I mean, he's not necessarily a ninja, so he does make just a tiny bit of noise, but then everything you guys are doing is making a tiny bit of noise. So he is able to very silently cast, though. And let me see, this is low tech. Here we go.
Yeah, I cast it.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And okay, so as that energy starts flowing out of him in that familiar, almost kind of warm, like a warm nap in a nice mound of grass or leaves kind of sensation starts flooding over you, and sense of nature starts filling your guys' nostrils. That does a group effect, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's that one.
Indeed. 20
So
feet.
perfect. So as that energy starts dissipating among you guys, you all start hearing a faint, ghostly kind of wind flowing out around you, and you start feeling small wisps of air current, just kind of like nipping at little edges of your clothing and kind of tugging at a little section of your hair at random intervals. You can hear the rustling of some leaves spreading out around you, and you almost feel like you guys are in the center of some kind of really positive, really sedate kind of whirlwind that's just brushed up. And as the effect kind of washes over all of you, you notice that each of you seem to kind of dim down slightly in each other's eyes, and everything becomes just a little less crisp and obvious around you. Shadows take on longer, more ominous kind of dimensions, and you see that all light sources seem to kind of just not necessarily dim, but diffuse a little bit and become much less crisp. So everyone's image seems to just lightly blur and be obscured by almost like the phantasm of a small leafy windstorm. Um, as that happens, you also notice that the world outside of that area seems to brighten a little bit, and you guys are able to a little more easily identify detail and pick up on small nuance that a moment ago was forgotten. And you'd say that this is probably because you naturally are for some reason less focused on the area of enchantment that you're in and hyper focused on the area outside of it. So as that spell washes over you guys, you all get the sense, even you, Ren, who's already retreated into the shadows, you all get the sense that you're actually much, much, much more difficult to perceive. Um, all right, so as that finishes up, a
Spell, then Ymir just crawls back behind Wotek, taking cover further down the line. So he's up against this wall, sort of even where Red is.
okay. And down at that landing, it all opens up so that you guys can move around pretty freely.
Okay.
Um, all right. What are you doing, Akama? You're just gonna continue watching, correct?
That's correct. I'm just gonna be just seeing what happens.
Okay. Um, so as you guys are all trying to kind of observe what's happening between the other group, you notice that Pilgrim does remain laying on the ground in front of this pretty powerful looking character. Um, Harmony and the monk are both just staying kind of subservient and not wanting to apparently provoke his ire. Now, as this individual lands, they look around and he grinds his teeth severely that it's so incredibly loud and produces so much force that it actually makes what sounds like gunshots in rapid succession um, go off as soon as you see his jaw scrape back and forth. You notice that his eyes are flaring red and seething with energy and hatred. And as he stares down, in particular at Pilgrim, you can't tell if he's about to lash out at her or not because he's got both of his fists balled up and he's walking forward at such speed and with the kind of body language that makes you really unsure what's about to happen.
How far was Pilgrim away from us when she signaled us?
They're all about 100 yards. They're all about 300 feet away from you guys.
Okay.
And she's laying on the ground, kind of on her side, but mostly on her stomach, facing you guys.
She was staggered from his landing, right?
Yeah, and she was already in a kind of compromised state, and the other two are standing facing away from you guys, kind of towards him, and he's actually opposite you guys, and he's basically looking in your direction. But I mean, he's focused down at her. I'm just saying he's directly opposite.
He's facing our direction, but not looking in our direction. Gotcha.
Absolutely. And
Yeah, I'm gonna be right next to Calm on the steps, hidden in the shadow, but kind of peeking up as much as I can to see what I can see, without breaking cover.
Okay. You continue watching as he starts standing over Pilgrim menacingly. He's actually inhaling and exhaling pretty deeply and pretty erratically. And you're surprised because this being seems powerful enough that you don't know that he would ever get tired. He has an aura about him that is just raw, unbridled power. Um, and from the impact crater that he left, you would guess that he would be able to soak up massive amounts of damage and have no problem at all. Okay, he stands over her, taking several more furious breaths. And then you see his head jerk to the side once, and his entire body seems to get a massive shiver that goes down it. His fingers spasmodically open and close like huge, meaty spiders. And at one point, you see one of his fingers twitch so violently you actually hear what sounds like a pop or perhaps a snap. Um, After just a moment of this, he freezes in a corpse like rictus at odd angles with both his wrists, elbows, fingers, and neck, looking almost like a Halloween decoration meant to be posed to scare small children, showing the grotesqueries and the uncaring nature of the post mortem state of the human body. After just a few seconds of this, you see all three of the other individuals exchange a worried, knowing glance with each other. And as this being stands there seemingly frozen, you see the flare of energy slowly fade from its eyes, and a normal human sheen seems to come back over them. Very slowly, his strange posture relaxes, His arms fall down to his sides, and his head seems to loll forward and bob slowly as he almost looks like he's in a stupor and ready to fall forward. As this happens, you see Pilgrim slowly stand up from the ground and smooth as silk around the base of a flowing candle. She seems to just mesmerically wrap herself through the air, almost like a scarf of silk flowing through an air current. And before any of you can tell that she's even moved a few feet, she's actually over to the side of this creature and is wrapping her arm around the around his back and over across the far temple. She's on his left hand side and she's basically caressing his head from the opposite side. And her left arm goes around and holds him about at the waist. And as she holds him like this, you see that he just very calmly and in a very relaxed state, he just sinks his head over onto her shoulder, and she seems to hold him like a small child. And at this, she sinks down to the ground with him, and she begins to just very slowly start rocking him. Okay, the other two immediately turn in a panic to you, and they motion for you to head down immediately as they turn back to her and begin apparently preparing to do something with his form that seems completely subdued right now. At that, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break and let the dogs out. I apologize for the delays, guys, but we're moving quick now. Be thinking about what you want to do. I'll be right back.
So sidebar. I'm guessing we're just gonna chug this whatever the fuck just happened off our shoulder and just go back downstairs. Continue with the quest.
Would say so. Pass out the radiation shit and do what we need to do.
I'm thinking that she's gonna breastfeed him, so I'm gonna stay and watch. No, I'm joking.
I mean, if you want to die for a kink, bro, I'm
No,
not gonna. I'm not gonna stop you.
no, I've got a feeling that once again, this is another thing we've met that we can't do anything against at this point in the game. So
Yeah, no, yeah, I get the same feeling. Fucking angry baby Superman over there is
I
giving
don't
me
think we've,
loose cannon Omni Man vibes, and that's no bueno.
I don't think
Only
we've met a
man.
single thing we can.
I love it. I love it.
I'm not sure we've met a single thing we can take on yet.
Nah, I mean, I've talked shit to one that I wanted to fight, but that's about it.
Bro, he wanted to rip your
Was
head
that
off
was
and
that
shit
Dookie
down your
diarrhea
throat.
man?
Shit down your throat and just dissolve the whole thing going from top to bottom.
Yeah, literal shit, fucking shit gorilla demon.
That was wild.
Ugh.
That was right in the fucking middle
I
between you
know.
two.
I know.
And I was just like,
Poor fucking
well,
Akawa.
alright. I guess if we're gonna scrap, I'm gonna be on the side of you at least, not be like too
Right.
much of a wuss and stand behind you. And then Ren comes out. Stop
White,
fighting!
white
So
flag, get your big dumb ass over here, you beer.
so
Yeah,
I don't know
stop
if you
being an idiot.
I don't know if you guys know my character's backstory at all, but um, my family's kind of after me, and
Yeah. Uh huh.
I thought it would be really cool if I had like orb of daylight spell cast on my sword, and I would just tie a little note to my sword, like blaming my sister for it, and then throwing it out there to distract him, and then running away and be like, "That took care of my family
Holy
problem.
shit.
That guy's gonna go deal with them now."
Yeah.
But alas, I don't have that spell on that sword.
I don't even know what the fuck we do. I don't even know what we're gonna get paid, bro. Like he said in the beginning, we didn't even ask. No one knew. We didn't even go check to see what. Hopefully that dude is down there, which I doubt, because if that was the case, he wouldn't have told us to go downstairs. The mayor, penis head.
God damn. I don't think he's expecting us to come back.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And he's over here talking shit about me, fucking Atlanteans, you piece of shit. Go fucking kick rocks. Oh, I got a job for you though. Go and die in this plant.
Well, he looks like he's already got his fair share of the radiation.
Yeah.
Me or my spirit, because fucking you can't tell the difference now with two of me on the board. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of Ymir.
One is more than enough. Now we got two to deal
Right?
with.
No, Dex, I don't blame you for being like, is that big motherfucker in the water the one we're looking at?
I don't know if that was like just there just because or there just to show that that's the dude that we're gonna be fighting.
Change your name to Ymor.
Yeah, right. My evil fucking doppelganger. Very pissed off. Just a dude with a bear head.
Yam ear. This is Ymir. No, the one's Yam ear.
I was
Yep.
saying Ymor, like more of him.
Okay.
No more of Ymir. Yam ear.
All right, guys. Sorry about
I'm
that.
so tiny compared to your guys' tokens.
I'm gonna cut this and then start a new one so I can at least have a small amount of film to chop because of the break
Fixing
in the
around the
middle.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
good call.
You ready, Odin?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna start episode 2. Go. All right,
All
we're rolling.
right. All right, guys. We are back. Everybody's right here at the entrance, and across your field of view, out of the kind of bunker that you guys have retreated into, about 300 feet in that direction, you guys see the NPCs huddled together. Apparently, they've been able to somehow subdue that super being that came streaking out of the sky with the huge superhero landing on one knee. And as he is being somehow manipulated and cared for by the other NPCs, we come back to our players. What is it everybody would like to be doing as this is taking place? Let's see.
We're going to say
Descend
bye
into
to
the.
these guys and just descend into the abyss of the water aqueducts.
I'm gonna take a quick peek to see if I can tell if she's trying to breastfeed him, and then I'm gonna go.
You watch very closely, but unfortunately on that individual, you can't even really tell if those are necessarily breasts. You don't see any kind of latching, and minus the latching, you really just you're thinking no.
It seemed very
probably
motherly
not.
and baby-like. I'm slinked back down to the bottom of the steps.
Okay, you do notice that it almost appears like she is humming to him, and the other two seem
Lullaby.
to be
Yes.
kind of strategizing about what to actually do because they're standing up and seem to be conversing very, very wordly with each other. So, Wotek, let's see here. Wotek starts heading off into the water.
Obviously, it's safe to swim then. He would sniff the water and check to see if it was radioactive or anything of that nature. Does he sense anything?
As he begins heading in, you do notice he starts sniffing the water and making some pretty displeased noises. And you would guess that there is definitely radiation in the water. You don't know how bad any of it really is at this point. But you would guess that because he's a pretty good judge of these things, he wouldn't be actually wading into it. It's probably only about 8 inches of water or so. Really, really shallow. And it does look dirty, but it doesn't look, it ain't fucking glowing. Let's put it that way. So as you guys kind of start heading down, let's see, you notice that the walls of this room are smooth, Everything looks pretty bare, and this does look like it was just some kind of lobby. But it definitely doesn't. It doesn't have any kind of adornments whatsoever now. Let's see. Okay. As you guys continue moving in, are you guys all still able to move your characters?
Last yes, sir. Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you guys can go ahead and start moving through the room and over towards the light source that you're seeing. You
Do we
really.
know how much radiation there has to be in the area before we start spraying?
Oh, before you use your deals,
Yeah.
let me. Yes. You would guess. You would guess that by using one of the multi-sensor bands, uh, that you guys have access to, you could easily find something that would be able to give you a baseline radiation reading. And as you start examining
Yeah, do
that
those have like a Geiger
case,
counter on them?
yeah, we'll say they do. As you start examining the case, you do see that there's a small placard that has some simple instructions that give you a baseline radiation reading where you should consider starting to use the product to remain safe.
All right. I guess before we start getting off into the water, I open the case and hand out 2 per to both Ren and Ymir.
Okay. All right. You hand
Uh,
those off. You guys both accept them, I take it?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay. All
Would
right.
this be similar readings that I would maybe experience when I was out salvaging around the wastelands outside of the city I'm from?
I'm sorry, repeat that. Would it be similar
Would this be
what?
like familiar, like to like me doing possible readings when I was out in the wastelands for salvaging?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, anybody that does anything with salvage, especially with any kind of heavy vehicles and shit, there's nuclear slugs are used for almost everything like that. So, um, all right. So you guys hand those out now. Bear, they're large enough and made to be able to be used like in combat and shit. So they're pretty well padded against rough use, and you feel like you would easily, these things are basically like a really large fist-sized kind of syringe that essentially you just slam into your leg or extremity like really hard and then hit a big red button on the top and it'll inject it.
Gotcha.
You guess it you guess that this can be used on mega damage creatures, um, because there is a little slider on the top that's a little red slider that looks like it would be what would transition over to use a more high pressure and stronger needle. You would guess though that for somebody your size, you should probably use both of them if you're going to use it. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? Okay.
Yep.
With that though, you're able to, I assume you just kind of put them into your pouch. They're big enough that you can handle them safely.
Hmm.
Um, okay. The case, are you keeping the case or ditching it?
keeping it.
Okay. And you want to have that where?
Uh, I'm gonna strap it onto
About
the
the
side
size
of
of
my
a
hip.
briefcase. About the size of a briefcase, not huge.
Yeah, and then just put it on the side of my hip. Like I guess strap it on the side of my hip.
Okay. You get
So I
it
got
on there.
free hands.
Sounds good. All right. You get it on there. And anybody doing anything else as you're descending further into the room?
Following Wojtek, watching for his signals for any danger. That's about it.
Okay.
Our light source is just that one thing, so I'm gonna flip on my night vision.
You got it.
I'm gonna look into these hypo red sprays and look puzzled that it's needles and not sprays. I'm also gonna
It's
look
rad
into.
sprays.
Yeah, I wrote down hypo rad sprays.
Yeah, I had
Uh,
spray.
I'm fine with that. It'd just be like the ones in fucking Star Trek where it just goes right through the skin, transdermal. That's totally fine.
Okay, I was just making sure that I wrote it down right.
Oh yeah, it can be. I mean, honestly, it could be fucking pills. It could be an inhaler. It could like whatever's. They'll.
Um,
It could be anything. So
as I'm walking, I'm just gonna be looking at the actual item and look into it a little bit more, just so I can be a lot more secure about what I'm putting into my body.